In this video, we will use the drawing tools in combination with measurements to draw lines and shapes to exact sizes. To begin this drawing, we're going to put ourselves into our top-down view by clicking on the Scenes tab, clicking on Standard Views, and Plan View. This will put us into our bird's eye view directly over the top where we want to be. You can leave this window open, so if you accidentally come out of your plan view, you can just press it again and come down to the top. I'm also going to click on my eraser tool and erase Frank. Plan view top. Okay, so first I'm going to grab my pencil tool. Now the pencil tool works by clicking once and then moving in the direction and then clicking again to define the line at that size. After you click that second time, you'll notice the tool is still active. Sometimes you want to get out of the tool. So to get out of the tool at this point, we can press Escape, and our line stays the same. Now, we don't really know what size this line is because we didn't define it. We just kind of dragged it off. If you look down here in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see length and a white box. This is a display box. You will never actually click in this box. It'll only tell you what the measurements are. So there's no reason to actually click down here, as it won't help you. If we want to make a line to a specific size, we'll first start by clicking once to start the line, and now watch the bottom right hand corner as I move the line to the right. You'll notice that the length starts moving out. At this point, the length is 10 feet. Feet is denoted by an apostrophe, and if you look on your keyboard on the right hand side next to the enter button, the button to the immediate left is the apostrophe. And if you press shift, it's quotation marks. Quotation marks will be used for inches. Right now, if I want to set this to 10 feet, I can just click, and that's my line. I can press escape and erase the line as well. So if I want to set my line to 10, we can do it this way. I'm going to click once, start moving to the right, and now instead of just moving my mouse, I'm going to enter 10 and press apostrophe. Try it yourself and press enter. Now I never actually clicked down this box. Again, I just clicked once, moved to the right, entered 10 for 10 feet, and pressed enter. Now try that doing it at 10 inches. Move to the right. I'm going to type in 10. I'm going to press shift, apostrophe, enter, and you'll see how much smaller it is. So that's how you make straight lines. Each tool, whether it's a rectangle tool or a circle tool, will be slightly different, and we're going to follow those up in a moment. So once you're able to make these lines at 10 feet and 10 inches, you can go back and grab your eraser tool and just get rid of them for right now. And then I'm also going to click on my plan view. All right, now I'm going to zoom in a little bit here to my origin point, and now I'm going to get my rectangle tool. Now, rectangle has two sides to it. It has a length and it has a width. So if I want to define the size of this rectangle, I'm going to have to put in two measurements. So follow along and complete the task after I do. I'm going to click once on the origin point. Once that dot appears, I'm going to click one time and let go. Do not hold your mouse, all right? And by that I mean do not hold your mouse button. You should be able to move freely up to the right without having your hand on the keyboard. If you click and hold your mouse, as soon as you let go, the cursor, or the rectangle is going to become whatever size it is when you let go of the mouse. So we don't want that. Again, I'm going to press once and pull off. If your rectangle is showing up like this from the middle, that's because you pressed the control button too many times. So press the control button and you should be fine. All right, so now if you look in my bottom right corner and the dimensions, it's showing me two different measurements. So I'm going to enter two different measurements, and I'm going to make this rectangle 10 feet by 10 feet. So I'm going to enter in 10 apostrophe, comma, 10 apostrophe. Now if you look at it, that comma is important because that tells me that there's a length of 10 feet and then a width or a height of 10 feet. So once those two are in there, I'm going to press enter, and there is my rectangle. Or actually, this is a perfect square. Now let's continue rounding out this measurements by rounding out this drawing by taking my pencil tool. I'm going to click from corner to the corner, and the corner to the corner, top midpoint to lower midpoint, and then left midpoint to right midpoint. Okay, now let's go and get our circle tool. If your circle tool is not on this first tool set, it's going to be on your second one. So you'll click here and go up to circle. And a couple things with the circle. We're going to start this one from the center. So I'm going to click once on my mouse and let go. Don't hold your mouse button down. You should be able to move around like this. Now, when you make your rectangle, or your circle rather, it's important that you move straight up or straight to the right, left, or down, okay, before you enter your measurements. And you'll know you're in the right spot if when you pull it up, you see the green axis line or the red axis line, the red or the green. All right, you don't want to be somewhere in here. If you're in there, you're not going to get, your circle's not going to align properly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my circle here, and I'm going to click once in the center, bring it straight up in the air. Now it's way past where I want to be, but that's fine as long as I'm on the green axis. Now I'm going to enter the radius. If you look down the right-hand corner, it's asking you for the radius. Remember, radius is half of the circle from the center point out. So I'm going to enter my radius just by typing in. Remember, you never have to click down here in the bottom right-hand corner. And I'm going to type in 3 feet, enter. And there's my rectangle. All right, now let's get our eraser tool and let's erase these parts of our circle here. Next, we're going to take our select tool, and we can see now we can select the different segments of the circle because they're divided up by each of these lines. And I just want to right click on this circle somewhere, and make sure when you right click, your line is already blue, so you can select it first carefully with the select tool, and then you're going to say right click and you're going to say find center. That's going to put a point right at the center of your drawing. And that's the basics for this drawing. Now we want to make sure that this drawing is the right size. So the easiest way to do that is by adding the dimensions that tell us what the sizes are. And we need to know 3 measurements: the length, the width, and the radius. So to do that, we're going to go to our 3 dots tool to get our dimension tab. Okay. Now the dimension tab is very simple. You click where you want to start your measurement here, 1 click, 2 clicks, and now move to the center. So you center up your drawing, and you see that says 10 feet, which is correct. And then here we're gonna left click 1, 2, move over for 3. All right, now the last measurement we're going to create is our radius of the circle. So this one's a little tricky. What you want to do is you have to click on the edges here, but you don't want to click when you see your 3 lines. So with your dimension tool, just move over any edge of this drawing or this arc here, and don't click when you see these 3 lines. Wait till you get to see the line as highlighted blue. Once it's highlighted blue, you can click it, drag it off right about there, and 3 feet will be your radius, which is correct. All right, that concludes our first drawing. So to get set to turn it in, what you're going to do is you're going to go to your 3 dots, zoom extents, so it is large, as big as it possibly can be in your screen. You'll press save here, and then you will go to Google Classroom, and you will submit this whole file in Google Classroom and turn it in, and that will complete your first drawing.